Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for our webinar, Mastering Data-Driven Decisions with edX Aspects. My name is Wanda Vasquez, the Marketing and Sales Manager at eduNEXT, and today your host for this session. Before we start, can everyone please confirm that you can hear me clearly and see the shared screen? If you encounter any issues, please let us know in the chat. Before we dive into the content, I have a few important announcements to share with you. Today's session will run approximately 45 minutes to an hour, which includes a question and answer session at the end. We encourage you to engage with us throughout the webinar by using the chat function, so feel free to post your thoughts, comments, and questions at any time. Please note that the webinar is being recorded and you will share the recording with you afterward. You can revisit the content and share it with your colleagues. If you have any further questions or additional information, don't hesitate to reach out to us via the contact information that will be provided at the end of the session. Let's take a quick look at what our itinerary for today's session is going to be. First, I'm going to welcome our panelists. They're going to go deep into the importance of LMS analytics and explain to us what is edX Aspects, how it works, its functionalities, its dashboards, and then, of course, provide insights into how to make data-driven decisions using edX Aspects. And without least, it's how to get aspects, things to consider, and then our Q&A session. We have a fantastic panel of speakers lined up for you today who will guide us through the various aspects of utilizing aspects for data-driven decisions. Let's welcome our panelists, Juan Camilo, CEO of eduNEXT, and Daniela Rios, our expert data analyst. So Juan, would you like to start us off with the importance of LMS analytics?
Yes, thank you, Wanda, and hello, everybody. It's a real pleasure to be here today with you. So let's talk about the importance of LMS analytics. For decades now, data analytics has played a crucial role in all kinds of modern processes and systems. It's widely accepted that there is a lot of value in data, and as the old saying goes, data is the new oil. So there's also the need for a refinery to process, to extract this value and turn data into actionable information. And learning management systems are no different in this regard. They are perfectly positioned to collect a huge amount of transactional data and operational data all around your learners' journeys. And by leveraging such data, institutions can do many things: enhance the learning experience, improve student outcomes, minimize desertion, and even streamline administrative processes. So, for example, by analyzing learning engagement data, educators can identify which parts of a course are most engaging and which parts may need improvement. This allows them to tailor their content, change the teaching strategies to better meet the needs of their learners. Additionally, with analytics, they can identify at-risk students early on, providing opportunities for timely interventions that can help these students succeed. Analytics also enables institutions to measure the effectiveness of their courses. Just by looking at things like the completion rates, the test scores, or some other performance metrics, they can determine what's working and what isn't and make data-driven decisions to improve their offerings. If you have been running an edX platform, and since you're in this webinar, it may be the case that you are, here are some common questions that you may have encountered in the past and you may want answers for. At different levels, for example, at the platform or the organization level, you may want to know how many learners do you have in total, how has this audience grown or shrinked over time, what is the activity profile of your users, what is the demographics of your users, what is the total number of enrollments, how does it break down per organization or per course, how do different courses compare against each other, just to name a few. If you are analyzing at the course level for a particular course in edX, you have some individual reports in the platform, but you may need to know other things like the learner ranking, for example, depending on the engagement of the learners, the performance of the learners, or the list of learners that are at risk. And if you're looking at it from the instructional design perspective, looking at a specific course component in your course, you may want to know more specific things. So for example, what is the average time spent on this particular video? How many attempts are done on different problems? Or how many discussion posts you're getting on a specific topic? I think you get the idea. And moreover, in this day and age, when we're transitioning towards more adaptive learning kind of journeys, or with all the possibilities that are recently opening up with AI analytics and AI agents, the strategic importance, I would say, of robust data collection and analytics capabilities in your organization is only going to grow. So this is where OpenEdX Aspects comes into play. Aspects brings to the OpenEdX platform a set of very robust and flexible tools for data analysis and reporting, allowing institutions, administrations to gain deep understanding into their educational programs. We're going to discuss today some of these functionalities in more detail, and we're going to watch some demos and discuss some specific advanced use cases. So let's start with this. What is OpenEdX Aspects? Aspects is the official data analytics component of the OpenEdX platform. It's a powerful suite designed to help educators, administrators, and even learners to harness the full potential of data within the LMS. It is a materialization of a fair amount of work started by AXIM and the Data Working Group back in 2022. And as data analytics was recognized as a strategic area of investment for the platform. And the first beta versions of this solution were released last year for testing. But here's what is interesting. So instead of trying to build data analytics features into the platform, what OpenEdX did, which I think was very smart, was to come up with a robust and flexible reference architecture that uses state-of-the-art open source components to provide the capabilities required for collecting, processing, and visualizing data. Some of those open source components that make up this architecture can be seen here. This includes things like Vector, Ralph, importantly, ClickHouse, DBT, and Superset. Okay, so now let's see how it works. We don't want to get too technical today, but at a very high level, this is how it works. As your OpenEdX courses run, different streams of information, including the application events, the MySQL database records, and the Mongo database records, basically they flow from the OpenEdX platform into a data lake. This data lake is run by ClickHouse. And as part of this process, records are standardized as XAPI statements, and there is a fair share of data processing and optimization to enhance performance when accessing this data. From the data lake, from this point, the data exploration and visualization platform, which is Apache Superset, another open source, well-established tool, provides all the functionality to analyze, visualize, customize your charts, your dashboards, so on. The solution comes with a set of standardized, well-crafted dashboards already baked in, and you can also build your own or modify the existing ones as you see fit. These dashboards can be explored in Superset directly, or can be embedded back into the OpenEdX experience. I should say that Superset has single sign-on authentication against OpenEdX, so you don't really need to log in again. You have the OpenEdX session, you can access Superset really easily. You can see the dashboard the dashboards there, but you can also have those dashboards embedded into OpenEdX, for example, inside the instructor dashboard, or even inside the course content for specific use cases. Right, so now let's go over some key attributes of this solution that make it stand out, in my opinion. So there is real-time data collection. It takes as little as something like 10 seconds whenever something happens in your course for it to be reflected in the analytics dashboard. That is really good. It is easy to customize, so everything from the data sources, the data output, the elements, the filters that you apply into the charts, everything can be customized to meet the specific needs of an institution. You can do predictive analytics, so using data to predict trends, for example, to the identification of at-risk learners. You have a lot of data export and API data consumption options, so you can export your data in different formats different types of files also. And also you can have data APIs that you can consume from external applications to read the same data. In terms of privacy, which is a very sensitive and important topic, learner data is anonymized by default to protect privacy, but it can also be de-anonymized if need be by the administrators, or configured to not be anonymized, I should say. And this allows you to have like a lot of control on data protection compliance requirements. Number 6, I have fine-grained permissions controls to be able to control basically who accesses what. Since information is so important, it's important to have this. And finally, we have extensibility, so the ability to build upon its code and extend functionality as needed beyond the already supported common use cases. Now that you have the general idea, I'm going to hand it over to Daniela for a demonstration of the different pieces of the solution.
Great, thanks, Juan. Now let's dive into the dashboards. OpenEDX Aspects offers 4 main standard dashboards, each designed to provide a comprehensive view of the educational data. This dashboard ranges from the broadest overview to the most detailed information. We begin with the operator dashboard, which provides an overview of the entire platform. Then there's the course dashboard, which focuses specifically on the data related to the individual courses. Next, we have the at-risk learners dashboard, designed to identify learners who might need extra support within a course. Finally, the learner dashboard offers detailed insights at the individual learner level. Let's take a closer look at how each dashboard can help you monitor and optimize your learning platform. Great. Let's start with the operator dashboard. This dashboard provides an overall view of the system and operational metrics, essential for keeping everything under control. Some of the key features include instance health for monitoring the integration between OpenEDX and Aspects to verify the status of the platform. Next, active learners show how many people use the system within a specific time frame, offering insights into engagement. Moving on, we have active courses. These display the number of courses with learner activity, helping you see which ones are being used. Additionally, event activity. This part tracks the number of XAP events, giving a detailed view of user interactions. Furthermore, ClickHouse metrics provide database performance data, such as slowest queries and other useful metrics. Lastly, Superset metrics highlights aspect usage, showing the most popular dashboards and charts, helping you understand what's the most valuable to your users. Great. Let's move on the course dashboard. At the top, you'll find a header section that provides metrics on the course performance, including enrollment numbers, content consumption, and completion rates. The first tab in this dashboard is enrollment metrics. This section is designed to help you analyze trends and variation in enrollments over time and across different tracks. For example, if you notice a spike in enrollments during a particular season, this could indicate that your courses are more popular at certain times of the year, helping you plan future courses offering or marketing a course. Additionally, by comparing enrollment across different tracks, you can evaluate which courses are more attracting the most students and tailor your content or marketing strategies accordingly to the new information. This analysis can also reveal the success of promotional campaigns or identify areas where adjustment might be needed to boost enrollment. Next, we'll talk about the engagement metrics. These metrics provide a deep understanding of how learners interact with your course content. This is crucial because understanding engagement can help you improve the learning experience and ensure that the content is effective. First, let's talk about pages. This metric tracks the number of interactions with each page, how often learners visit them, and the time they spend on each one. For example, if you notice that learners are spending a lot of time on a particular page, it could indicate that the content is complex. It's very complex and might need additional explanations or resources. Conversely, if certain pages have low interaction rates, you might consider revisiting or enhancing the content to make it more engaging for the learners. Next, we have problems. This part of the metrics focuses on the learner's interaction with problem sets, including the number of attempts and the attempts they make and the results. By analyzing this data, you can identify which problems are too difficult or too easy and adjust them accordingly. For instance, if many learners are struggling with a specific problem, it might indicate that the concept needs to be revisited in the course material, or perhaps more hints or examples should be provided for help the learners to be successful in some specific problems. Finally, we have the videos. Videos are the key element of engagement. Here, you can track how many times each video is viewed and the completion rates. If you observe that a video is frequently started but not finished, it might suggest that the content is too long or not engaging enough. In such cases, breaking the video into shorter segments or adding interactive elements could help maintain the learner attention and do it more interactive. On the other hand, high completion rates for videos indicate that the content is resonating well with the learners, which is something you can replicate in other parts of your course to have a better success rate. By reviewing all the metrics mentioned before, you can make informed decisions that enhance the learning experience and improve the course outcomes. Last but not least, we have the performance metrics in the course dashboard. This page provides a breakdown of current course grades, showing how many learners fall into each grade range. This information is crucial for understanding how well students are performing across the course. Analyze this can help you to make informed decisions and know where to focus your efforts, basically. It's very important to note in this part that the instructors can access these dashboards directly from the LMS dashboard. And with this, we finish the course dashboard, and let's start with the at-risk learner dashboard. Moving on, at-risk learner dashboard, this is a valuable tool for predictive analytics, which is becoming increasingly important in education. Its strength lies in its ability to use the power of aspects while considering the specific needs of each course. For example, the goal of this course is to help educators quickly identify students who may be at risk of falling. By providing a focused view of key factors, it enables timely interventions and ensuring that the students get the support they need to succeed. This dashboard specifically identifies students who have been inactive for a week or more and didn't pass the course yet. So if you can, in this dashboard, you can filter, and each filter displays the most relevant information for these learners. And all the information in this dashboard is categorized in three areas: enrollment, engagement, and performance. Next, let's explore the individual learner dashboard. This tool allows educators to focus on specific learner groups or specific learners, offering a deeper understanding of their progress and challenges. This dashboard provides detailed data of each learner, including information of course enrollment, activity logs, and performance metrics. It enables educators to closely monitor individual learners, helping them identify specific areas where the student might be excelling or struggling. With these insights, educators can offer tailored support that addresses the unique needs for each learner, ensure a more personalized educational experience for the learner. Okay, now that we introduce the aspect, the standard dashboard of aspects, let's turn our attention to the core features that make aspects such as a valuable tool. Before diving into specific details, it's important to note that aspects dashboards are composed of various charts or visual elements, each designed to present data clearly and meaningfully. These dashboards are equipped with features that make the data analysis more straightforward and insightful. Let's take a closer look at some of the most relevant features. The first core feature is filter. On the left side of the dashboard, you'll find a filter panel. This tool allows you to apply various filters to your data, enabling you to focus on specific subsets of the data, such as different courses or on one specific course, learning groups, or time range. You can also open and close this panel as needed. If you need to apply some filters, you can open the panel and after close for optimize the space view in the dashboard and in your screen. The second key feature is the interactive filters. This enables you to interact directly with your data. For example, when you click on a specific row in a table or select a section of a pie chart, that action applies a filter based on your selection. And after all other charts are in the dashboard are automatically updated to reflect the filter data. This interactivity allows the users to explore the data more intuitively and gain a deeper understanding of how relationships are working into the different data points and across various visualizations to have more content about one specific subset of the data. Now let's continue with the third key feature. This feature is the exporting options. Exporting options allows you to export your data and reports in various formats, such as Excel, CSV files, or even as an image. These options enable further analysis outside of the dashboard and make it easy to share insights or findings with others. So you can share the information. The final core feature to discuss today is the chart options, which provides various ways to interact and analyze your data. These options enhance your ability to explore the data from different perspectives and share insights in a very easy way. And among the most relevant chart options, so we were talking about the most relevant because there are several chart options, but we decided to talk about the following because we consider are the most useful in the most cases. The first is enter full screen. This option allows you to view charts in full screen mode, making it easier to examine the details without distraction and zoom into a specific fields or insights that you consider necessary to review in more detail. We continue with two functions that are pretty similar, but I'm going to explain the difference. The first is view data as table. For example, we see a pie chart showing the distribution of enrollments by track. So by selecting the view data as table option, the same data is presented but in a tabular format that gives you an exact numerical breakdown of how many students are enrolled in each track, such as audit or honor, make it easier to compare and analyze a specific number. This option is especially useful when we have a lot of information in a chart and you wanna see more in detail and in a more friendly view. Let's continue with drill to detail option. This option allows you to dive deeper into specific segments of your chart. For example, continue with the enrollments by track chart. And if you open the detailed information, you're going to have all the information available in the table that was used to create the chart. So this can help you to have a deeper analysis and gain you more granular understanding of the data. These details could be important for complete or analyze better the information given in the chart. And after, we have a show height chart description. And not all this option is available for all the charts, but this option allows to the creator to add some description in the charts when they consider necessary. Because, for example, for explain better a concept or be some be more precise in a description or something to explain in the specific chart. So yes, this option allows the user to see the description in case the chart not talks by itself. And depending, or you need more context or viewing area, you can show or hide the chart description. Finally, we have the share option. So you can share any chart by copying hyperlinks or saving via email, making it easy to collaborate with others. And we're going to talk about the Help tab. Each dashboard comes with a Help tab that provides quick access to the Aspects documentation. This tab is designed to offer additional guidance and support, making it easy to find detailed information or troubleshooting tips whenever you need, in case you need. Great, we already talked about the core features in the Aspect dashboards. So let's talk about the customization of options. With the code, these features provide the flexibility to tailor data visualization and tracking to your specific needs, allowing you focus on the metrics that are most important for you. Maybe for your specific use cases, the standard dashboards not provide the information needed for you to take actions and make decisions about that data by law. So that's why Aspects and Superset have the customization options. And the first feature that we have in the customization options are about the schemas and views that you can use on the SQL Lab tool. If you want to personalize your data, you can use this tool in Superset, which requires minimal technical skills to be more punctual about SQL and relational databases, to create custom tables from exciting ones. Actually, we have a lot of reports and tables created with the information, and everything is available in our documentation. So once you wanna tailor your data to your needs, you can then use the vast collection of the charts that Superset provides to create visualization that the best and meet your expectations. To summarize this part, using the SQL Lab tool, you can use our exciting schemas and tables for create custom reports for after use to create your custom charts or visualizations or dashboard using the Superset visualization tool that has a lot of different charts for present very different insights. So you can choose one of them and go for it. After, in Superset, it's very easy to create dashboards. We just need to have, because Superset have drag and drop functionality, so designing dashboard is made very simple, as you can see in the screen. So you can visually arrange the visual elements in the way you want, and the order, the size, and everything, because it's really easy to create one. And yes, also the chart variety. There are a lot of types of charts available on Superset, as I mentioned before, and also all these charts have configuration options that can provide flexibility and different ways that you can choose for display your data in the more comfortable way and useful for your specific needs. Great. As you have seen, Aspects and there are a lot of components are very extended. So you have a lot of options. And by leveraging all these capabilities, you can do a lot in terms of making data work for your needs. And I hand it over back to Juan to elaborate a little bit more about how you can do this.
Thank you, Daniela. Yeah, as you said, it is quite a lot. I hope our viewers don't get discouraged because, of course, you can go as far as you want. Let's talk a little bit of making data-driven decisions, and maybe we'll explore that a little more. So Aspects has been out in the world for only a few months, but because data analytics is in such high demand and it was a heartfelt need for this kind of solution in the open edX ecosystem, we have seen a lot of interest and high rates of adoption. And we are eduNEXT. At eduNEXT have already helped a number of organizations to incorporate these capabilities into their open edX instances. So I want to show you a few ways we are seeing that this new tool is being used up until now. The first one is like the standard one, measuring KPIs, identifying trends. So most initiatives will incorporate Aspects after they have been using the platform for a while. So it makes a lot of sense for them to go through the process of data backfilling, to have Aspects empowered with all the data from your previous operation. And what that is done, they can measure important performance indicators, understand the dynamics of their initiatives, even with only the standard dashboards that Daniela showed. It's enough to still get some value. Many of these metrics are actionable, and they help you identify improvement opportunities in your course contents, in your discussions, in your marketing strategies, and more. So that's the standard use case. Now, as we mentioned, there is a lot of customizations options. So just to show you an example, we recently helped a group of public universities, a consortium of public universities in Spain, creating a set of very highly customized dashboards that were built for their specific needs. In this case, it was more geared towards in-campus courses, so the philosophy or the specific needs were different. And here you can see some of the screenshots of these custom dashboards. Now, specifically for the support at risk learners, also as part of this project for the Spanish universities, we created a powerful predictive model to identify at-risk learners based on 5 different criteria that was computed that were computed for each learner. The criteria was level of interaction with the course materials that the student had relative to the course average, the level of progress that the student had in the course relative to course average again, the relative level of interaction that the student had in the forums, the relative grade that the student reached or had reached up until now, and how long had it been since they last engaged with the course. And using these 5 criteria to compute a risk score for each learner and then creating a ranking. These ways, educators are better equipped with the tools to identify and then support students who may be struggling in each course at any point in time. So this was very interesting. Right. Another interesting example for a different project, we supported the use of Aspects data, like the data that gets stored in the ClickHouse data lake, to be consumed by a custom application. So basically, because they were using multi-tenancy to support a large number of independent organizations, they built an external solution for these organizations to access a custom application. And within that custom application, they built the kind of organization level dashboard that you can see here in the image. And that is basically reading from the data lake. So ultimately, it's reading from the streams of data that are coming out of OpenEdX. So that was an interesting case of customizations. Now let's move into more of the practical issue of how to get this technology running. So if you have an existing OpenEdX platform and you want to include the Aspect solution, you need to go through some steps. Let's go over some of these really quickly. One is considering the platform version, the OpenEdX release that you're using. So ideally, you want to be in Redwood. That's the latest OpenEdX release, and it's the one that has the highest compatibility level with Aspects. As the platform evolves and Aspects evolves as well, this continuously improves over time. But currently, Redwood is your best option. That being said, with the right technical expertise, it can be, to some extent, backported to earlier versions. So we have successfully run it with Queen's releases or even Palm releases. That requires a little bit of extra technical work. The next thing is the setup of ClickHouse. So you need to host and run ClickHouse, the data lake. And there's so many options you can use for that. So there's a lot of decisions you need to make depending on the size of your installation, depending on the concurrency levels you want to have, depending on the amount of data you're going to process. There is cloud-based options or software as a service-based options, or there's always the option of running it in your own infrastructure with different architecture generations. So that needs to be figured out, like your installation of ClickHouse or your provision of the ClickHouse service. And once installed, there's some configurations that need to happen to have the proper users, the settings, everything on it. That's for ClickHouse. Number 3, we have the actual installation of the Aspect solution. It's currently done through a tutor-config plugin, basically a tutor plugin that it's officially like it's part of the official OpenEdX core, and it takes care for you of things like deploying and setting up the Ralph component and the setup of superset and the configuration of all the aspects, and OpenEdX syncs and pipelines and all the settings that need to happen. So this plugin is really useful. And then for the last step, and this is an optional step, but oftentimes required, you want to do the backfilling of the existing data. It's quite common. You normally want to do that. And what we're doing there is taking your tracking logs and feeding them into the Aspects data pipeline so that they land in the data lake. One important thing to note here, if you're currently running OpenEdX and you're planning to incorporate aspects in the future, you need to go now and make sure that the applications log are being collected and stored correctly, so that when the time comes when you have like the intention to incorporate aspects, you will have the right sets of data to backfill into the solution. Okay, as all this is part of the open source code of as we've mentioned, you can always perform all these tasks with your own engineering resources, and there's documentation, technical documentation you can follow. But if you just want to be really efficient, you can always leverage the expertise of eduNEXT. Just reach out and we'll be more than happy to help. Great, so we've covered a lot of ground, and I know that you may be eager to ask some questions. I will turn it over back to Wanda to moderate the Q&A session. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you, Juan, for those insightful points about how to make decisions using aspects. And also a big thank you to Daniela for reviewing those different dashboards for us. Gives us a good sneak peek as to what is ahead of us. But for now, we're going to open up the floor for questions. So if you have any questions, please feel free to type them into the Q&A box, and we'll do our part to get an answer out to you. One of the questions that I see right now is, you mentioned data backfilling. What can we do with the data we have from insights? I mean, is there anything we can do to import this into aspects?
Right. So let me take that one. For those in the audience that are not aware of this, Insights is the previous data analytics application. So this was for a number of years, it was the official way to process data analytics in OpenEDX, but support for that was dropped a few years ago. So if that's the case, if you did have Insights, you should know that Insights used to feed from the aspects from the OpenEDX tracking logs, from the application tracking logs, and Aspects also feeds from the OpenEDX application tracking logs. So it's not like we're going to recycle any of the data that Insights produced, but we're going to recycle in some ways the sources of that data. So using those same OpenEDX application logs, feeding them into Aspects, you will get similar outcomes as you would have received with Insights. That would be the answer.
Okay, thank you very much.
Sure.
Next question. What prior knowledge is required to manage aspects and to set up the dashboards?
Right, there's certainly some technical knowledge required to set up the whole solution and integrate it correctly with the OpenEDX platform and do all the data backfilling. And that, as I mentioned, my best recommendation there would be to leverage the expertise of a company that is experienced with that. But then once you have it installed, the management of the solution, it's relatively straightforward. It's very intuitive. If you're sticking with the standard use case of just exploring and leveraging the existing dashboards, it is very simple. You just need to, it's very intuitive. You will just find the information and be able to filter it and export it really easily. And if you want to customize dashboards, like your own dashboards or creating your own queries, your own reports with some of the tools that Daniela presented, it can go as deep as you want in terms of your own data processing capabilities. So there's organizations out there that do have like data scientists in the staff, and they will find great tools for them to basically go crazy with the data and do whatever they want. But if it's just a simple thing like running a MySQL query, that's super simple. Many people can do it. Or just building a visual dashboard that just by drag and dropping this, using the superset interface, drag and dropping the different fields into the right places, you can, without that much training, create your own visualizations.
Okay, great. I don't see any additional questions at the moment. So if you have any last comments, let me know from any of our panelists. And we're joined at the moment also by Felipe Montojo, our Chief Technology Officer, in case there's any additional questions. Okay. So we want to thank all of you for joining us today for the webinar. At the end, sometime during today, you will be receiving some follow-up information about today's session. So I'd also take this opportunity to invite you to reach out to me at sales@edunext.code to explore how eduNEXT can assist you as you contemplate Aspects as your data analytics tool of choice. So we do appreciate you being here and taking the time out of your day to learn more about Aspects. And we will continue with you on the journey of discovery with data analytics. So thank you all for joining us and have a great day.